The following contains strong language, violence, and nudity. It is intended only for mature audiences. Viewer discretion advised.
The following presentation is brought to you by the Realm Network.
I got it. Don't worry.
Thanks, Larry.
You're welcome. So you know what they do here? It's an 18% tip included.
Yeah.
And then they have a space for an additional tip. You know, I have to start doing math in my head now. And then what does it come out to? $2? I'm leaving an extra $2. That makes me look cheap.
No, just leave the 18 and let's go.
Decided. I think that's all they expect.
I'm not leaving any more additional tips here.
No.
I'm protesting it. I swear to you, I'm going to protest it. I don't think it's right.
I'm going to follow your lead. It's a good protest.
This is crazy.
You ready?
Yeah, let's get out.
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's go. Let's go. Come on.
Thanks again, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Have a good round. Whoa. Was everything all right?
Yeah, good job.
Thanks. See, because you didn't leave a tip, and usually when I've provided excellent service, my customers like to tip me.
Well, there is an 18% tip included. Generally, I do leave an additional tip, but you know what? I'm kind of protesting the additional tip. I don't care for it.
You're protesting?
You know, yes. Let them charge me 20%. Let them charge me 25%. I'd rather be charged a 30% tip included than have to add up 18% to 20% to 25, whatever.
It's not that much, man. It's 2%.
It's hard to get to 2%. I don't know.
1%, you just move the decimal place 2 spots, and then
okay, you have a
double
system.
it.
I don't have a system to get to 2%. You know, don't make me do math at the table.
So you're protesting math.
I'm protesting math. Exactly.
Hello, boys. Mark.
I just pooped and it smells fabulous.
Lowell.
Welcome to my latest experiment. This is a big one.
It's the Marc and Lowell Show,
It was a show just for me and you, much like this podcast.
where two guys bring you stories and opinions
Our listeners will not laugh.
But if we laugh, then people will laugh.
built on 30 years of friendship.
You were singing operatically.
Yeah, while you were taking the camera.
And I was zooming in.
Zooming in on my crotch.
Yes.
Along with a regular cast of pals to help them remember it all.
Camp is the best.
Get your shit together.
All right, so back to your swamp ass.
Say ho.
Now, here's Marc and Lowell.
Hello and welcome, everybody, to the Marc and Lowell Show. I am your host, Marc Ronick, and here with me, as always, my co-host, Lowell Melser. Hello, Lowell.
This couch makes you sleepy.
Yes, it does.
That's the problem.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Just like
relaxed.
I'm sitting here in pre-show, and
Right.
I'm like sinking into it, and I'm like, why am I so fucking tired?
So
What is going on here?
I know.
But I had to like sit up.
Yeah, well, if everybody, I guess I got to let everybody know.
Yeah.
We have an official full house.
A full house.
Yes.
Full house.
I always say we have a full house, but that usually means we've got this one on Skype, that one on Skype, a couple people in the studio. This time, I've got all of my dear friends right here with me in studio. Let's welcome in Lisa Runyon. Hello, Lisa.
Hello, boys.
And Jonah Berger from Colorado. Hello, Jonah.
Say, brothers, what's happening?
This is
no diet, no phone.
no
on this-
phoner.
No phone. All bone, all clear.
And it's always weird when we do it this way.
Yeah,
it
nobody
is
can
weird.
look each other in the eye.
Yeah, I just looked at Lisa when she said, hello, boys. And I was like, oh, that's weird. She's like, right
Listen,
there.
I never get to see any of this stuff because I'm not sitting in
You
front
don't
of
even
a
get
screen.
the screen.
Right. So to let our listeners in, really, I'm the only one that gets to see everybody because we always have Lowell and Jonah via Skype. So the monitor's right in front of me. Lisa sits across from me, so
So
she
I'm
doesn't
always looking
get
at
to
Mark.
see
I
them.
just see Mark.
That's funny because I always picture you over here where I'm sitting right now.
Really?
Always.
No,
I don't know
Lisa
why.
I choose
gets her
the throne.
Yeah.
I choose the throne.
You're smart.
Yeah.
You're smart.
Yeah.
Super comfortable.
So first, I want to thank Aaron Lamb, our producer, because he put together, while I was away in California with Amy, he put together quite a best of Marc and Lowell show.
Yeah, good job.
Good,
Yeah.
good job.
You know, I loved the best of, and my favorite part, because I had never heard it, was the
Jonah Berger.
the Jonah Berger interview.
Uh-huh.
And my favorite part of that
Yes.
was how shocked Lowell seemed when he heard that it was on Smartest People podcast. And you go, and it's with Jonah Berger. And he went, and I quote, what?
Flashback.
I came across a podcast. I don't know who these people are, but I'm going to give them a plug. It's called the Smart People Podcast.
Okay.
All of a sudden, I'm looking down their list and I see interview Jonah Berger.
What?
Jonahberger. I mean, it was Jonah Berger.
What?
and Mark goes, yeah, Jonah Berger. And that wasn't enough because 3 more times, what? Jonah?
You were doing that on purpose.
Oh, on purpose. And then I like the part later on where Lowell says, oh, that sounds like the Jonah Joker laugh.
Wow. There was a lot going on.
We didn't have Jonah in the studio during that segment.
Right.
So we could really lay it on
You were
thick.
laying it on thick.
Thick when Jonah ain't in town.
Unfortunately, you didn't get to hear all the things Mark said.
All the positive things Mark was saying.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm sure.
Positively negative.
Smart people? Are you sure?
Yeah. If you don't know what we're referring to, just go back, look at our archives. You'll see it. Most recent show, I believe, one of them, Best of Mark and Lowell, Volume 9.
Aaron Lamb did a great job. I was honestly laughing my ass off.
Yes.
It was very funny.
He's very good.
Now, Lowell will tell you guys, and actually Lisa could probably attest to this a little bit too. Speaking of our producer, our former producer kind of surprised me last week, earlier in the week.
Yes. Yes, Mark was on fire.
I was a little bent out of shape.
Little upset.
Nothing but love for Hannah, but...
And I do mean buds.
Well, so Hannah, one of the projects she was getting started with before she had to leave, she was working on a best of herself, and it was a different one than the one Aaron put out. She was kind of going with the bathroom theme, since that is, we've had a lot of interesting and hysterical stories, bathroom stories in the past. One of the things I said to her was, hey, you know what? It just hit me. If we're doing that theme, let's throw in Lisa's live Shewee test.
Oh, yeah.
And I explained in the email, this is where Lisa used this device that allowed her to stand up while peeing. Then shortly after, Hannah left. Fast forward, how long has it been now? About a month maybe that she's...
Yeah, I guess about.
All of a sudden, live on Justin Scott and Spiegel, 98 Rock, Hannah was testing out a Shewee, and it really bothered me.
Yeah, totally stole the bit.
Yeah, because even if she would have said, hey, do you mind if I use this on JSS, I would have been like, sure.
I did this. I heard this on another show I've been a part of. Thought we'd bring, give some props.
Right, I heard this on Mark and Lowell, and I wanted to see if something like that. No props, and she just took it. So that's why some people, you may have noticed, we put out that segment. We re-released the 10-minute segment of Lisa doing that. Yeah. I think a lot of people enjoyed it. I got a lot of good feedback.
Did you mention something to Hannah?
About
being frustrated?
No, because why bother?
Yeah.
Well, no, he couldn't communicate with her because she blocked him on social media.
Well, she did block one of our Twitter accounts, and I told you guys, she didn't respond much to my email or text correspondence I had with her when she was leaving us.
Right.
So yeah, it's hard to kind of connect with her anyway. But yeah, it bent me out of shape.
He responded via social media.
I did, right. She posted about the fact that she had tried it earlier that day. And then I just gave a little wink and a emoticon or emoji, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, so whatever. She knows, I know, and I guess she doesn't care really, but it just rubbed me the wrong way.
Well, you passively aggressly got back at her and you posted your own version of the Shewee.
Well, I posted the original version.
The OG, the
original.
Yeah, reposted the original, but
and of course I love that.
Right, of course, that puts you right in the spotlight.
Well, it was one of the better bits of all time.
It's super powerful.
Love that.
I mean, I'm telling you, I feel like a baller every time I do it.
I literally looked at. I had a coworker in my house when that was airing. When I was listening to it, and I was like, I looked at my coworker and I was like, that's my friend Lisa. She's literally peeing right now. I couldn't believe it. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I remember that.
All right, a little housekeeping also. I wanted to put Lowell on the hot seat. When Allie was listening back to our last show, we were doing a spot for Shari's berries. And I had asked Lowell if he had eaten any of them, if he had tried them, and he said, yeah, they were great, and they devoured them. I should have asked a little more questions about devouring them and what that meant, or more importantly, who that meant.
Who's the we?
Allie texted me when she heard that spot, and she instantly said, OMG, he ate all the Sherry's berries.
Berries.
Every
them
single
all.
one.
All the berries.
Oh no!
Oh.
You kind of, that would have been good for the commercial if you would have stepped it up and said so.
I mean, but what she fails to tell you is every time I would take one, I would offer her one.
Right,
Like, you want me to put one on a
All
plate
right.
for you?
That's fair.
And she was like, no. And I'm like, okay.
Megan and I have this long-running battle that whenever there's good chocolate
Talking to the mic.
Whenever there's good chocolate in the house, Megan is always like, no, I'm all right now. I'm like, you
Save it
sure?
for the
Because I'm
right
eating.
time.
Yeah.
She's a saver for the
Right,
right time. But the
right.
right time for her might be 3 weeks later.
right,
But she
right.
keeps it in her head. She's
Right.
like, oh, that chocolate's waiting.
Right.
And,
And
I'm like, oh, that chocolate ain't making it 2-3 hours.
Right, I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that ain't making it to
Yeah.
the end of the night. No.
Yeah, it's such a male versus female like way of thinking.
It really is. It really is. I was just going to say that.
Mars and Venus, like
Yeah.
totally
Oh,
Mars
yeah.
and Venus, like because that's what I do too. Like, okay, I have this thing, like I'm waiting for the right time, like when
Right.
the moment's right, that's gonna like
Yeah.
And
be
we're
the
like,
capper.
when's not the right
When
time?
is not the
Right.
right time? I just got done with dessert. Oh, but there's berries.
Yeah.
So you
Let me
eat
have
the
it.
berries.
Exactly.
Come on.
Come on. And the thing with the berries, too, is you can't let them sit around too long.
No, about a
Right.
week.
Yeah,
About
right.
a week.
Yeah,
good.
about a week.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
you want
So
to
you
eat
gotta
them while
have
they're
like
fresh.
one a day, like really for a
That's
while,
actually
like
two a
couple
day.
a
Well,
day.
Lisa,
Two
I
a
can't
day.
really talk about this because ain't no free
Yeah.
berries showing up in my house.
Hello, my brother. I can't talk about it either. I'm not really sure how that works.
Yeah,
but
there's a limited
I mean,
conversation.
I can understand where they might be coming from. I can picture it in my head.
Yeah.
They
The
thought
berries.
Ah,
delicious.
Right.
They look delicious
I
in my
feel like
brain.
it would taste so
I
good.
feel like it would too.
And like very exciting because they look so big, and so
Oh,
it'd be
yeah.
like several bites of chocolate covered
and
berry
free.
Yeah.
and
big
free,
and
just
free.
delivered right to your house.
Maybe for Christmas time, we should send them some berries.
Yeah,
Yes.
along with Peter Brady. Jonah, one thing I haven't talked to you about since you arrived in town, because obviously I've seen you before today,
Yeah.
was how was your flight in with your 2-month-old daughter?
It went so well.
Oh, all right, then let's move on to the next topic. Nothing exciting and entertaining about
Literally,
that.
At all.
She was gold from start
Really?
to finish.
That's
it could
awesome.
not have gone
Maybe
better.
she's just perfect.
Well, right now.
Right
She's
now.
young.
Okay.
I was so happy when we checked all of our bags at the curbside concierge, which I never do because
Right.
I'm like cheap. I was so happy that because we checked our stroller and the car seat and 2 luggage.
Right.
And I was
Yeah.
like, the guy's like, here, let me take them all off your hand. I got you. And I
Oh,
was so
nice.
happy I gave him a $10 bill.
$10
Yep.
bill.
Oh, I was just like, thank you, brother.
Yep.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, no, it went great. Couldn't have gone better.
Well, good. I have traveling
I'm happy for you.
traveling stories to tell. Actually, you guys know a lot of my recent traveling story.
To Cali.
Cali,
yes,
yeah.
to California. Amy and I went to see that doctor we had been talking about.
Dr. Tom.
Was there any pre-flight madness?
Hold
fights?
on.
No, there wasn't a lot of. It was really on the way home when we decided to take them up on their offer, the airline.
Oh, you got bumped?
Did I tell you about
No,
this?
no.
Okay,
no,
good.
no.
God, this is great.
We're going to
Yeah.
jump to the end, but then I'll tell you guys a few stories from the trip.
Yeah.
But our flight home from California was at 7:30 a.m. Okay.
That's early.
And we were troopers. We just fought through it, just tried to deal
What
with
time
that.
did you get to the airport?
5:30?
No, I think we got there at 6:15.
Oh man,
Oh.
I think
Something like that.
Marty Burger rules 5:30.
I know,
Exactly,
I know.
brother,
You are
exactly.
like
I'm there too.
2
Marty
hours.
Burger.
2
You're
hours.
always 2 hours. huh?
Always
Me too.
2 hours.
Me
No.
too.
Not these days anymore. You don't
Okay.
have to do that. But so we get there. Everything's cool. Everything's checked in. We're good to go. And then I start hearing on the loudspeaker, "We've oversold our flight, and if anyone's interested in giving up their seats, please come and see us for the compensation package." They did that a few times. And finally, I heard the third time they started giving the details of those packages. They said they were giving $900 vouchers
Wow.
plus
each.
Plus a full refund on your leg home that you paid for that leg home.
Whoa.
Which is like
that's like a
$235 bucks.
Exactly
so do people start
right.
like running to the counter?
We were the only ones.
You're kidding.
Amy and I were the only ones.
Let me tell you, I mean, I've been in that situation so many times where I'm sitting waiting for a flight. I'm going to the West Coast. I'm going to Colorado.
Right.
I'm going somewhere I really want to be. And they're like, this is an overbooked flight. And if you're willing to give your seat, come up. We'll give you some shit or whatever.
Right.
I want to get where I am.
Me too,
going.
So me too, usually.
Right.
But if the
sometimes
package is
people,
sweet,
and sometimes people are not that in a rush.
Right, and people
You're
are
right,
like
yeah.
waiting at the airport for me. Like, this would not be great.
No,
But
yeah. Well, that's why they're compensating you. There
Yeah.
is an inconvenience involved in it.
Right.
But
I
they.
can't believe you guys are the only one. Maybe if nobody comes, they start up in the.
well,
Oh,
that's
yeah, I
why.
think that's
you
what
always
happens.
hang
Yeah.
back because the first offer is always weak.
Low
Yes,
ball.
yeah, it's
a
always
low
He
low
said
ball.
they had offered it like 3 times.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
definitely announced it twice, and then I think the third
$900.
time they started telling the details.
Right.
Wow.
So I was, and Amy was out getting food for us, and I was hearing this, so I started texting her. And when I told her that $900, she's like, "Oh, we got to find out what we got to do to get this."
Yeah.
So here's the thing.
That's sweet.
This is why I didn't tell you, Lowell, because it was a better story to tell you.
Right. Sure.
So we get the details. You'll have a layover. It will be in Denver, Colorado.
Denver, Colorado.
You'll be there for 5 or 6 hours
5
before
or
your
6
flight out.
hours.
So Amy runs over. She's like, you're going to love this. This is great. We could go. And then why don't we see if Jonah and Megan and family
Can meet
are
you at
around?
yeah.
And we could kill some time with them and finally meet the baby.
Go
Right.
to the beer garden, have a beer.
To the beer garden.
So we said yes to the airline, and we called Jonah, and Jonah's like, yeah, we'll be around later that afternoon. And Amy and I decided we would take an Uber to Jonah's from the
How
airport.
far does Jonah live from the airport?
It's a good, 45?
40 minutes, 45 minutes.
So you had like
yeah.
a 5-hour layover.
Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you could go
Chill
say like
for
an
a spell.
hour
Right.
and then come back.
Yes.
And then drive back.
Yes, and it was even shorter than, I don't know, in our heads we thought we had more time because we got
I
to
was gonna say, 'cause
Jonah's.
if it's 45 minutes,
Yes.
yeah,
You
that
really don't
cuts
have
into
that
it a
much
lot.
time.
To my house, and literally like 10, 15 minutes later, we're like, yeah, we kind of should get going back because like the longer you wait, the more traffic is coming.
Right.
So we
yeah,
all
you guys
drove.
should like met in the middle or something.
Yeah, but we were thinking the whole time, you know what? We just got paid a total of $2,200 or something.
Right.
You know what I
To
mean? Or
see
not
Jonah
quite,
and
but
Megan.
yeah, about
Right.
$2,200 because our refund was over $200 each.
Right.
Right.
Plus the
So I'm like, I'm getting
900.
paid to go see my friend. I don't care if it's
Like-
for 15 minutes or
Right,
2 hours.
Right.
Yeah, I'm going to go
exactly.
see my friend, and I'm going to use some of that money to buy him dinner.
No,
So then
that
what
didn't
happened?
happen.
Something tells me it didn't go off.
No,
perfect.
everything
No, it
went
went
off
great.
perfect.
It was awesome.
We went
wow.
so like Jonah said, we all hopped in the car like 15 to 30 minutes after we got there. We found a burger joint, which we'll get to in a minute.
Burger.
But this burger place near the airport. So we all
Oh.
sat and hung out for about an hour.
So you didn't go all the way to Jonah?
No, we
they
did. This
came
was
to
on the
Jonah's
way
by
back.
Uber.
Oh, okay. Oh, you
Instead
gave
of-
them a ride back?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
Of course.
So we went to this place called.
All right, the sign on the restaurant said BURGERIM.
How would you say
How
that?
would you say that?
How would you say that?
Burger him?
Right.
Burger Rim,
That's
which
what
is
I would
how
think.
Megan said it when we first pulled
Right.
up.
Yeah.
She's like, "What's Burger Rim? I don't get
Burger
it."
Rim?
Yeah.
None of us got it, so we go into the restaurant,
Right.
and we go up to the guy behind the counter.
Actually, what we did was first we asked whoever the girl
Oh, the
was behind the
girl.
counter. And Jonas says, "What's the story behind the name? How do you say it? What does it mean?" And she looks at us, and then she's like, "Oh, hold on a second." And she's like, we'll call him Joey. Joey, can you tell these guys what the name
She
means?
was
I'm
clearly
sitting there
in
thinking
training.
like, you work here.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
but she was
How do
in
you
training.
How can you not know how to explain
in
the
training,
name?
then you
I
can't-
don't think she
I
was in
mean-
training.
So Joey steps up to the counter, and we're like, "Joey, what's up with the name? What's Burger Rim?" And he looks at us, swear to God, and he goes, "Oh man, that's Hebrew." And we're like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, that's Hebrew, Burger Rim." And I was like, "Burger
well,
Rim."
he said the im in
Im is
Hebrew.
multiple,
Right.
means multiple.
So
Right.
multiple burgers?
So there are a bunch of unique burgers, and they're mini, and you
Yeah.
order them in packs. Like, let me get 3 of those,
And you
a
can
3-pack.
assort
So
it.
it's Hebrew, it's burgerine.
Begarim.
Yes.
I
Yes.
said, "Shut up, man. We're Jewish." And I got all excited,
Yeah.
and we were like, "Hey, Begarim, you come to Israel. You have a hamburger. You have many
French?
small
Turn
hamburgers."
French there a little
French.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Pepe Le Pew.
please, you come to Israel and
I will say the burgers were good, the buns were good, but there was not enough meat.
Yeah, where's the beef?
Yes,
Where's the
they were
Wait,
small.
so I thought this was going to be a disaster.
No, it's just
it was
a great big win for me.
Love. Yeah, big
That's
win
awesome.
for Mark.
Yes.
That is awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought he was going to go, and we were waiting for the connecting flight.
Yeah.
And it got
And
canceled.
it got canceled,
Yeah.
and then they
Jonah
didn't have
never
any
showed
hotel
up.
vouchers for
Right.
us, and we had to get a 4:30 a.m.
I know.
flight.
Usually those are my
Yeah.
stories, but not this time. I actually had
That's
a
pretty
win.
Sweet.
We had a
That's
total
sweet.
And even then, when we landed at 1 in the morning in D.C.,
Oy.
the next
Wow.
step is going to be that we've got to go and
That's
find an
not a
Uber or a
win.
taxi or whatever
Right.
to take us home. We land and literally just walked off the plane. Amy's phone rings. It's her dad. He's like, "Hey, I'm at the airport ready to pick you up." And we had a free ride
Oh,
home.
and by the way, I have some nachos in the back seat if you don't mind eating
Are you
those for me.
hungry?
Jeez,
It
that's
was-
super nice.
Yes, it was
You know what was
really
also
nice.
super nice, Lowell? Let me tell you a bonus.
Yeah.
Is that in my car, I keep
Oh,
one of
yeah.
those Tic Tac containers that looks like a giant Tic Tac.
Right.
It's got
And it holds
500 Tic Tacs in it.
200, I believe.
Mark swiped
200
it.
Tic Tacs.
Yeah.
Multi-flavor. I got the tropical thing going on. Every day
Yeah.
I get in my car, I flip open the top, I get me a nice old...
You go like
Like a swig.
a
Like a-
swig
yeah,
of
like
Tic
a
Tacs.
swig of Tic Tac.
I got in the car the next day.
After driving us to the airport.
After driving them to the
Oh,
airport
boy.
and remembering Mark saying, "Oh, can I have a Tic Tac?" And I said, "Sure, help yourself."
Tic Tac. Can I have a Tic Tac?
And I kid you not, I'll show you the picture when we're done with the show. Tic Tac. In the
I left him one Tic Tac.
What? He ate them all.
And I totally knew I was leaving one Tic Tac.
Well, of
I
course you
knew
did.
I was doing that. It was
course you
definitely
did.
a planned
One
decision.
How many
like,
did you eat?
Tic
Like
Tac.
200?
Yes.
199.
Did you even notice that he was eating all
Yeah,
the Tic
you
Tacs?
kind of knew. I
Yeah.
asked you originally if I could
'Cause
have
that's
some.
like when you're like, all right, settle down with the Tic Tacs now.
Well, see, I'm in the back seat, lol. I was in the back
Back
seat.
seat.
So I was able to
Back
reach
seat.
to the middle console, take
Grab it.
take a swig, and then put it back every so
He had no idea.
All right, Tutti Frutti's gone. Yeah. Orange is gone.
Yeah.
That's all right.
All right. What else? In California, one day while I was there, we decided I was going to rent for one day and night a Tesla.
Ooh, self-driving.
Oh, yeah, I saw the
A
picture. yeah.
self-driving Tesla.
Self-driving.
Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
like self-driving, like all the time self-driving?
Well, theoretically, if you
can
want
flip
it to be.
on and
Okay.
off, Lisa. I found
Okay.
out.
I decided to get it through this service. I think I may have mentioned it once or twice on the show, called Turo, Turo. It is Airbnb for cars.
We rented our car from Turo for this trip. We have
there
a
you
Turo
go.
right
There
now.
you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Is it cheaper than...
Yes,
It can
definitely
be.
cheaper.
Well,
and the
Or
variety
how do you
of
pick it
cars.
up?
You pick it up. Well, it depends. Sometimes they
Depends.
will drop it off.
This guy
at a
dropped
place.
it off at the airport curb.
Yep.
Call him when you arrive, and he'd meet you outside at the Cali.
Oh.
Yeah. So there's a lot of, or you can go pick it up wherever the car is. And you usually meet the driver there. They hand off the keys, give you the rundown, whatever. But I got such a great deal because I used the app. It was our first time using the app. So we got a $25 credit for it.
Right.
And the guy is a new to Turo renter. And he's trying to get feedback and gain some customers because he's only had like 4 or something like that. So he's doing it at a real low rate. So I think I rented it for like $60.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was well worth
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. The autopilot, Lisa, I will tell you, it's very cool. And it's very strange to turn that shit on when you are on the highway.
And then
so you
let
flip it
go.
on, and it's instantly
And it instantly
driving.
takes over. You hear this
Wow.
like, boo, and then it just takes it over. In this particular case, I think it depends on the state that you're in. In this one, the car knows that you have to keep your hands on the wheel, even though it's one hand has to at least have
That's
some kind of
California law.
Yeah.
I think he had mentioned that to me because I think in other places you don't have to have it on the wheel and it doesn't make you do
But
that.
your hand is on the wheel gently, and the wheel is turning itself.
Just resting on the wheel,
Wow.
really. Yeah. And it's totally, and it even, now it'll change lanes as well by itself, but it will ask you, is it okay that I start the process of changing lanes? Right? So
Wow, so
it'll
you can
Oh,
double
yeah.
check.
yeah,
You should
so
have shot some video.
I think Amy may have gotten some, so I'll post some of that.
Were you nervous? Were you like,
yes, yes. So one thing I forgot is that coming soon to these autopilot Teslas, they will be able to start reading traffic lights, right? And understanding traffic and seeing the red lights. But I forgot that they don't do that right now. And there was one point where we were on just like a road, not on the highway or anything, on a road, and we were approaching to make a right turn. The light was red, and there was a car waiting to turn right in front of us. The car just zipped past it, like went into the other lane, zipped around it, and starts taking us into the middle of the intersection. And it's a red light.
Wow.
Yeah, see,
So
this is what I'm saying.
But you can take it over, and that's
Why
what I
wouldn't
did
it
before
stop
there was.
behind the car that was there to make the right turn.
I don't know.
That's bizarre.
I feel like maybe it was user error. I feel like maybe I should have known something that I didn't know about.
Here's what I'm saying. You do not have self-driving cars until all that shit's worked out.
Right.
This is not like a 70% of that shit's worked out and everything's probably cool.
There are more accidents.
I know.
I mean, really, it should have stopped behind that car, not zipped around it.
But
That's
I'll tell
crazy.
you, it is really cool, though, when you slow down to a stop, it knows, the car in front of you has stopped in most cases.
Cases.
And then it's cool because then that car starts to move, and then all of a sudden you just start moving, and it just knows what it's doing otherwise in most cases.
Yeah, I mean,
like I said.
most of the time you don't kill the neighbor's kid.
Right.
Most of the
exactly.
time.
Right.
Exactly. So, yeah. And then, Lowell, do you want to talk about, speaking of Tesla, do you want to talk about that?
Yeah, I don't want to bring the mood.
Right.
down.
That's what I was kind of thinking, but I wanted to at least give you the opportunity.
Yeah, we could save that for when we're having an angry show.
Right. Okay, that's fair. Okay, so then the other story is that when we were at the last day that we were at the doctor's office, this was a Friday. And by the way, we were there because Amy's getting some medical stuff done. She's got some health issues, but nothing like life-threatening or anything, but she's just getting herself taken care of, and that's why we were there. On the last day we were there, which was a Friday, we were warned that there was going to be a celebrity coming in.
Oh, right.
And that celebrity turned out to be Mel Gibson.
Oh, my God.
And, so you have mixed emotions, right? Because as
you're Jewish.
People, as kids of the 80s, we, loved all his movies, especially Lethal Weapon and Braveheart.
I love you.
Always have.
So, there's that excitement, but then you remember that there's all this baggage that he comes with now, right?
Anti-Semitic luggage.
And it's funny because you text anybody that's like our parents' ages, that's the first thing that they say to you.
My Uncle Frank is so mad.
They'll say, "Oh, anti-Semite."
Yeah.
Well, he's everything. He's anti-Semite. He's racist. He's
is he
against?
Well,
women.
that's what. So that's what. Those are the accusations. I will say that we were told not to believe any of that, at least today, that he is a really good guy. He doesn't have those kinds of feelings. I have no idea what to believe.
He may have been
Doesn't
going
matter.
through a phase.
Doesn't matter. For the sake of this story, we got to see a celebrity.
To meet Mel Gibson.
And whatever it is, I knew I wasn't going to talk to him anyway. I had it in my head already that I wasn't going to go up to the guy, especially we're at a doctor's office.
Yeah. Right. It looked like pretty close quarters.
Well, Amy snapped a picture because what ended up happening was Amy had gotten up. We were waiting in the lobby. Amy had gotten up to go pee. She goes to the door because you have to take a key and then go through the door into the hallway and find the bathroom. She opens the door to go to the hallway, and boom, Mel is just standing right there, and they almost bumped into each other. And he was like, "Oh, hello, how are you?" And she's like, "Hi, how are you?" And they just had a nice little quick exchange. And then he came in and checked in, and then he basically sits right next to me.
Wow! I mean, 2 foot from you.
Yeah, so close,
so close.
It's
and then
crazy.
when Amy came back in, she sat next to me on the other side, and that's where she snapped that little picture.
Right.
We got a couple of pictures of him sitting there. Your wife, Lowell, had a bazillion questions for me about all this. I want to see if I can.
Yeah, she was. She told me she was going to send them all to you.
Yeah, she asked first, was he alone? The answer is yes. Oh, he had this big knapsack, this big
backpack
satchel thing. She wanted to know what he had in it. I had no idea.
KKK.
Yeah.
How long did he wait? How long did he wait in the waiting room? That was kind of interesting because it was kind of weird. You're thinking to yourself, here's
He's
big
a
celebrity. He's got lots of money. And they're just making him sit in all.
Well, it's this only one doctor, right?
Yeah. Well, there are a couple other people there that there's like a
Dr. Tom.
Tom only had
Dr.
so
Tom.
many hands.
Right.
Yeah.
So I was kind of surprised that he was there. He was sitting in there for as long as we were until they called us in. And then Amy saw the doctor. When we came back, they had him in another room, waiting in another room alone.
You should have been like, peace out, Mel. All right.
I'm trying to see if there's anything interesting. She wanted to know what kind of car he had there. I did not see him, but I believe he did come all by himself. I don't think he had any driver or anything like that. Did he give off a friendly vibe? Yes, he did give off a friendly vibe. I did not feel like he felt holier than thou.
Right,
You know what I mean? He was just chilling like everybody else. So I thought that was cool. So that was our celebrity sighting.
You know what's so funny, though? I was thinking Mark had texted me, and I knew that they were going to see him.
Right.
And I was like, how cool. He's going to see Mel Gibson, because I love Mel, anti-Semite and all. I just love his movies.
Right.
Like, he's one
You
of
love his
my-
work, his body of work.
I love his work. And I was like, wow, what's it like to meet a famous person? And is the celebrity acting weird and blah, blah, blah. And then I was like, that's just bullshit. You know why? Because they're just people.
Right.
But then sure as shit, Amy is like, got the phone down by her leg and is snapping a picture of this guy waiting in a doctor's office waiting room. He's got to have his picture taken. I got the picture from Mark. I was like, oh my God. And I sent it to my mom. I sent it to my sister. I sent it to Megan. I was like...
And you even told me like you were wanting me to give you play-by-play, and you told me your heart was pounding the whole time.
I was like freaking out for
It
Mark.
was as if he was there.
And I was like, God, these... And then I thought the opposite. Poor famous people, that this guy goes to the doctor and he's
people are
like,
snapping shots of them.
snapping shots.
Mark's
He's
like,
all like
surreptitiously.
yeah, I know.
I would take it.
True.
Take
Yeah,
it.
right.
Yeah. Oh, one other thing I want to tell you guys.
Wait, so whatever you didn't read off that list, Allie's going to say to me, like,
Why
when
didn't-
she hears the show, why didn't he read? I wanted to know this.
I'll tell her everything that I didn't say here. I'll talk to her later, 'cause she is upstairs, so I can fill her in. We went one day while we were there. We went to Will Rogers National Park. Okay. The only thing I wanted to tell you guys is while we were there, we heard this guy and his wife in the distance. There were like all these horses. We walked. You could see where he used to live. This is property where he used to live. And so there's a farm area, and they actually still have animals, horses, and all that. We are by the horses looking at them. We hear this man and woman coming up. They have a 4 or 5 month old baby there. Okay, not much older than yours.
Okay.
All right. The guy is talking to the baby like the baby is 5 or 6 years old.
Fully understanding.
Okay? It's as if you would have thought he was with somebody like Reed, Lowell, like your son, right? And he's saying things like, he's telling the baby about horses. And this is not happening for like a hot second. This is going on for a good 5 minutes until I actually had to leave because it was bothering. I felt so uncomfortable. He's going, listen, Billy, a long time ago, before there were cars, there were horses.
Wow.
They were these special seats called saddles. And you get in this, and he's going on and on explaining to this. Do you know why horses have tails?
I'd have been laughing
Horses
so
have
hard.
tails because, and then so finally he's wrapped up his whole horse lesson again. 4-month-old baby, right? And he's wrapped it up, and the wife is like, "Okay, honey, let's go." And he goes, "Honey, I really have to show him the barn before we go."
Wow.
Right?
Whoa.
I was about to stick up for this guy. And then he
was
lost it.
obsessed. And I know, you hear like talk to your babies, like they understand.
I was going to say that.
But I just that it's
I don't
a
think
weird.
they retain any of that.
It's
They
not
don't
that they're
retain
retaining
any
information, but they are picking up on the intelligence with which you talk to them. It's the tone of your voice.
I don't think so. I think all they hear is
right.
all they hear.
Christmas
like 3 to
music.
4 months. That's all they
Christmas
hear.
music.
Yeah.
So I had to please Jonah. Don't become that dad. I almost thought to myself, I could kind of see Jonah
Listen,
being that
the
guy.
other
but
day-
I do it in doses, and I do
Right.
it when we're like
one-on-one,
I'm
like no people, not in public.
Always one-on-one. I'm always like, when you get older, just follow your instinct. Don't let other people tell you what
Right.
to do. Like I talk to her like a person,
Right, sure.
but alone.
Right.
Yeah, when you're alone.
When you're alone.
Say whatever you want. Right?
The other day, I had a friend at my house, and he was fixing some electrical issues I had, and he came with his 9-10 month old baby, and he had to fix it. So it was him.
You and the baby. You
me-
mentioned that on the
yeah,
last show, I
right.
think.
So I was like totally talking to this kid was like crawling. I'm like, all right, he's happy crawling. Let me just follow behind him. He crawled in the bathroom. I'm like, all right, this is the bathroom.
Right, but even a toddler, that
here's the
feels a
tile
little more
work we
acceptable.
did.
Yeah,
we did.
the grout is
You
waterproof.
like that? It's pretty cool. We did that. Oh, you're okay. We're gonna go this way.
Just right.
do your thing.
He was a person.
Right, but that's okay. But I just think when it's an infant that really has no effing clue what's going on, it's
and
ridiculous.
In public, come on.
Right.
In public.
Okay, I want to leave you guys with this because then we got to do some dinner.
Yeah, but
okay?
I want to tell the quick Chinese food story.
Yes, well, then actually you can because this kind of is all related anyway.
Yeah, because we're gonna have Mama Walk for dinner.
Yes.
Are we?
Are we?
I think we're gonna maybe do some.
They have dumplings?
Oh yeah, they do. Oh yes. So we'll do that. But two little things. First is I'm curious. We always talk about tipping, but Amy got really mad at me the other night because she had asked me how much I tipped when we pick up food. So when you go, let's say you go pick up, like if you go pick up, say Thai food for you and Allie, you know, and then you pay by card. There's always the little tip thing.
Never tip on pickup.
No one tips.
Hell no, because ain't nobody working to serve me.
Maybe $1, maybe.
What if it's like a $50 order?
I don't care if it's $150.
No, I would still.
Amy was saying to me, you know, what are they doing? What are they doing? They're just handing you your food.
Pick up.
But then aren't you tipping? Maybe you're tipping the cook then.
No.
And then,
I don't get
but
that.
here's the thing: is so Amy did this. She decided not to tip, right? And then she had a handful of pizza boxes. This was when we went to your parents' house the other night, Jonah. She couldn't get out to maneuver the door.
Like,
another person comes in and doesn't even hold the door first, so she's still struggling. So the woman who helped her that was behind the counter came running over. Oh, let me help you, opens the door. And then Amy feels bad. Well, I didn't leave this person a tip. And then they went out of their way to help me do something.
Well, then fine. Leave them a tip after that.
Then go back and leave
they really
a tip.
expect that when you pick up. I really don't.
You don't think so?
No,
I
we're
don't.
patronizing your restaurant.
pickup.
I don't owe you anything. I just paid money for the
You're
food.
handing me my box.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
Yeah, that's what delivery's for. If you want to pay, then you want
get
a tip.
delivery.
You want
Then
a
you
tip,
never
then
leave
get
the
delivery.
house.
Well, she got so mad at me because she goes, "Well, what do you tip?" I'm like, "I don't know." She's like,
so you
when
felt
you go
you
pick up
needed
the
to tip.
When you go pick up Thai food, Mark, what do you go? How much do you tip? I was like, I don't know, $5. $5
$5? Oh my God, Mark!
She went through the roof.
Mark, Maya planning on going to college?
I know.
Yeah,
That's what she said to me.
I mean, like,
She's like,
$5.
every dollar counts, brother.
Yeah.
All right, so
No.
the other night we get into Maryland from Denver on Thursday evening, and my on the way home from the airport at 5:15 p.m.
Oy.
Oh man.
My mom calls and is like, "We're gonna order Chinese. What do you guys want?" And we gave her our order, and she's like, "I'll call it in, and it'll be here by the time you get home." We get home and hadn't arrived yet. We go in. My parents are seeing the baby, and I go back out to get the luggage, and the Chinese food guy pulls up. And he gets out and he's got a bag and he's got a credit card receipt because my mom had already put it on the credit card. And I was like, "Oh, I can sign for that." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And he gives me the credit card receipt and the pen. And I look and it was like $56.18. Okay. I always do the same thing when I tip on delivery. I always round up to the next dollar so it'll be nice and even on math. So I do the 82 cents. That rounds it up. And then I put $2 on it. I'm always like, all right, hold on. I'm not saying that's a good tip. I'm saying that's
just so for our listeners,
usually
everyone kind of looked at each other like,
I'm usually anywhere from
282 on a 50 something.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Same thing. This is my point. It's the same as pickup. I could order one dumpling for 15 cents or 100,000 dumplings that fit into 2 big bags. They're still driving the same distance. It's not like the amount that you order on delivery should matter.
Right. So wait. So continue.
All right, so the guy,
I know where this is going.
So the guy looks at it, and he literally, I give him back the pen and the receipt, and he looks at the receipt, reads it, and looks at me with this dirty look. And I said, "Yeah," and he goes, "282." I kid you not. Not done. And I said, "Yeah?" And he goes, "Your parents give me $5. Your parents give me $5. I said, "Yeah?" And he goes, 282?
Oh my god!
And I
He said
said,
it-
yeah, 282. About to
I
give
guess
you
they're never getting
What
from there
did
anymore.
Miriam
Oh,
say?
man.
What did your mother say?
Oh, they were pissed at him. They were
Oh,
so
really?
upset.
Yeah.
They were so upset.
Well, you can't
No.
order from there anymore.
I was
Well,
gonna
that's
say, I
right.
thought
Not.
that's, they
That's
were gonna
right. You know
say-
what he's gonna do, lol.
Megan was in
there'll
my
be
room.
Duty. There'll be so much duty in that food.
Some duty fried rice.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, well, that will do it for the Mark and Lowell Show. Please go to Facebook, go to Twitter, go to Instagram, friend, and follow us over there. If you need that information or any other information, Mark and Lowell, just go to markandlowell.com.
And if you want to get me on the you forgot my urine and feces. My urine and feces. Urine and feces.
And big thanks to Lisa Runyon.
Bye, boys.
And she ain't lying.
And thank you to Jonah Berger.
Say if you want to give me on www.$5 your parents give me .com.
And a big shout out to Buzz Burbank, RJ Diaz, Aaron Lamb, and everybody else who helps us with this show. For Lowell Melser, I'm Mark Ronick. We will see you next time on the Mark and Lowell Show. Bye-bye. So here's the other question I had for you guys. Amy and I were having this discussion too. I always feel guilty. You guys know I went and picked up Italian ice for Jonah and Megan.
Right.
Yes.
And we had some too. And it was
From
delicious.
Carmen's.
Yes, it was so good.
Oh my God.
But I don't know how you guys are. I get anxiety when I go to these places where you can do samples.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right? Because after like the second one,
Yeah.
I start feeling really
There's
guilty.
etiquette. I never do more than
you
two.
can't do more than two.
Why? But
Can't
is that
do more than
true?
two. Yeah.
No,
Why?
I mean, you
There
can
shouldn't be.
do.
There shouldn't be more than. You shouldn't want to try more than two.
Because then you're just sampling to eat.
Yeah, I mean,
Sure.
yes. 'Cause I 100% agree because a lot of times you go to the place and you see everything on the board and you're like, all right, mocha chip, yeah, I know,
Right.
yeah, lemon,
Yeah.
and then it's like, then it's some weird thing like blue bubble gum, and you're like,
What
Okay,
does that
I'm
taste
with you
like?
on that. You know
Yeah.
what? It's different, I think, a little bit with ice cream because you saw that menu. I sent you a picture of
Yeah,
that
there's
menu.
like 28
And I
flavors.
sent,
but
and it's hard because all of them sound good, and you've never had them or you haven't had them in a long time.
when I go for ices, it all depends too, because a lot of time I'm in the mood for like a root beer flavor
Right,
or something
right.
like that.
Right.
And like if they have root, God, I'm Peter Brady.
Yeah, you are.
Hold on. Usually, if I go for ices and they have root beer, I usually 9 times out of 10 I get root beer just because it's.
I'm a blue raspberry man.
I almost got birch beer.
Yeah, I saw that was
I
on there. I
almost
would
got
have.
it.
I
I
would
was
have gotten
so
that.
close.
I would have
Birch
gotten.
But I went with
beer.
my sour cherry and lemonade.
yeah.
Mark literally texts Megan and I and goes with a picture of the board of flavors and goes, choose your flavors. You've got 2 to 3 minutes until I'm at the front of the line. Begin or something like that.
Please comply.
Yeah, and then like 2 minutes later, literally.
Go ahead.
Oh, 2 minutes later, this is the Easter egg. 2 minutes later, I kid you not, Megan and I are looking at the flavors right away. I'm like, oh, blue raspberry and pina colada mix. Done.
Right.
Megan is, of course, doing the Megan thing. where
Feeling
she's
pressure.
Like, every single. I'm not sure. Ooh, but what if I want this? Ooh, in combination.
Yeah.
And then Mark texts, almost to the front of the line.
Yep.
And I said, Megan, you got to hurry. And she's like, but I can't decide. I'm like, you don't understand Mark lingo. He's almost to the front of the line means hurry the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And finally she's like, maybe I just won't have one. And I was like, no, get one. And she's like, mango. But it worked out good. Mango was
It's a lot of
delicious.
pressure.
It's
Yeah.
pressure.